Hello, it's Donna here from Homesteading New Zealand, Blind and Knitting. I hope you're all well. It's a good day here, not excellent, but a good day. And I've been really constructive and busy this weekend, and I have needed it because work has been like all this real head stuff like contracts and policies and anyway, so I needed something to just clear my head. So yesterday I prepared ready for today, so let's go back in time and see what I did. Okay, getting ready for a bit of veggie prep for tomorrow. I'm going to do some bulk cooking tomorrow and just wanted to get some veggies prepped. So I'm going to make a carrot and beetroot salad, put that in the fridge for the week. But onions ready for, I don't know what I'm going to make, whether I make quiche or I don't know what I'm going to make. I've got some courgettes here that I'm going to keep for I don't know what. Cabbage, carrots sliced up, broccolini sliced up, cauliflower sliced up. My sister-in-law grew those too. Those are those mini cabbages. These are, look at that, that's beautiful, so tight. She's done a great job there. And kumara in here, I thought I'd make some kumara toast. And of course, the prerequisite for vegetables prep, glass of wine. So that's my mish tonight, is to do all that, bag it up, get it in the fridge. So, wasn't I good? That's all prepped ready. It's in the fridge, all in their little bags, all the air's taken out of them, and the veggies will last a long time. But my goal today is to try and use as much of that as possible, really, because there's a lot there, and there is only the two of us. But I'd like to do some prepared meals for my granddaughter who's expecting, and I know she's struggling with anemia, so I thought, feed her up, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm hoping to get some meals prepped for her, but also I have been really quite busy this morning, and I didn't take you along because I had visitors for a while, and so it was just easier just to quickly get on with it. So what I did make this morning was little pinwheels, because I had everything prepped. Like, oh gosh, that one's a bit squished, but just little cute little pinwheels. And all I did is use that sheeped pastry that you buy pre-made, frozen stuff, and I spread it with relish, tomato relish that I've made previously, and onion and ham and cheese, rolled it up nice and tight and cut them into little thin 1 centimetre strips and baked them. And so they were really nice. I was able to offer those. There's a few left. We've got rugby this afternoon, so we know the score, but we're going to watch the rugby. So I thought we could eat those few left as nibbles while we watch the rugby. The other thing I made for visitors was I have had these pre-packed biscuits in my freezer. Now I didn't pre-pack them. I can't take credit for this at all. These were a fundraiser for one of my great niece's schools, and so they're all the biscuit. It's just the biscuit already prepped, and all you do basically is get them out, put them on a tray and bake them. So I did that. So we had some yummy biscuits, and there's 3 left. Oh, that one's broken, but there are 3 left. So those again will get devoured at rugby time. So they're just sitting on the bench waiting for rugby. So the one thing I did start this morning, or just this afternoon actually, was I have, from another podcaster, I got a really good idea about making toasted sandwiches and freezing them for my lunches. And so I've been doing that ever since. And I've done pizzas, I've done cheese rolls, and I've done ham, cheese, onion and tomato toasted sandwiches. And you prep them all ready to cook, wrap them in baking wrap, and then when you get them out, I take them to work by the time, and then I throw them in the fridge at work. When it's lunchtime, we've got a George Foreman. I just put them in there in the paper, no mess, no prep, and I have a lovely warm toasted sandwich, which has been really nice on these wintry days. I've enjoyed it so much that I've just made some more. So I've just made a whole bag of ham, cheese. Didn't have any tomatoes. I eat seasonally, and I hate those plastic tasting ones in the supermarket. So just ham, cheese and onion, and I put some mustard sauce on them. I thought that might sort of cheer them up a wee bit. So ham, cheese and onion and a bit of Dijonnaise it was. And so I've already froze those, but now I'm on to the next. I brought 2 loaves of bread ready for this, onto the next loaf, and I thought, what can I do that Stuart might eat? And my partner won't eat cheese, or there's lots of things he won't eat, and I'm sure I've talked about it before, but he doesn't eat a lot of things. His diet is quite narrow, and that's okay. I still get my share of things. So what I thought I would do, and this was another idea from another podcaster, and I've loved her, this podcast. Her name is Renee, and I think it's called Little Village Homestead, and she lives in can't remember, she must be Canadian, I think, because it snows a lot, and she has a little market store, and oh, she's just lovely. She's got my values about, you know, grandchildren, feeding the grandchildren and sharing the love. So she makes, it's probably an American thing, breakfast sandwiches with breakfast sausage and egg, and freezes those. And her grandchildren love them. And so I thought, what a good idea. I think that's something that Mr. Farmer would enjoy. So I am at present just putting them all together. So I've done all the prep. Obviously I did the sliced onions yesterday, and I purchased the ham, and that's all sliced up. And so what I did is I just got 6 eggs, and I whipped them up with a little bit of milk, bit of salt and pepper, and put the tray, just a sliced tray, this one, into the oven. So I actually set this in the oven, then I poured the egg mix into it, that's it there, so that I didn't have to sort of fumble around trying to get this in full. It's a great idea. And then I cooked that at 180 for, I think it was about 15 minutes, just till the eggs were cooked and nice and brown. So that all it is just, you could add all sorts of things in this if you wanted, but I just decided to keep it simple. So it's just egg and salt and pepper. And so what I'm doing is kind of a strange combination, but Mr. Farmer loves egg toaster sandwiches, and I thought, well, here's the way of doing it where you, because you know when you do egg toaster sandwiches and the egg, you know, vom-voms everywhere, this is a different way of doing it. And I said to him, would you eat these if I made them? And he said yes. So I'm halfway through. I thought I'd bring you along with the journey, so I'm going to bring you down to the bench, which is there. Hopefully you can see. So I've got the bread all buttered here. I've got my pieces of parchment paper all torn up into pieces, so they're all just sitting there. I've got my onion here, I've got my egg mix here, I've got a cup of tea here, which is, you know, most important, but parched. And so what I do is I butter that, and then you put it with the buttered side down onto the paper, and then you fill it with your bits. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of egg, a little bit of onion on. I always put the onion on the bottom one because that's the hottest element, and if you put it on the bottom it cooks stronger. That's the problem, especially if they're big chunks like that. Gosh. So this egg is the part that takes the longest to cook. Put my egg on it, put my ham on it, sprinkle a little bit of ham. I'm starting to run out of ham because, as I say, I've done about 5 or 6 of these already, so I'm just being a little bit frugal with them, with the ham. And then I put a piece of the egg that I've sliced into squares right into the middle of that, and put a lid on it with the butter side up, so that when you toast your sandwich it, the outsides of your crusts go all nice and golden with the butter. And so you fold it over like that. I'll move those out of the way so that you can see how I'm doing that. So fold it, and then the edges, are you able to see that? Yes, you can see that. I fold in like that and in like that so that they're pointed like a Christmas present, and then you fold those underneath. And there is your nice little made toaster sandwich. So that, when I'll freeze these, when I want one, I just take it out like that, open this up, and I cook it in the paper. So don't forget, we've already got these nice and buttered. So in the paper like that, they go nice and golden brown and cooked through. And there is your toaster sandwich. An excellent idea. So I'm just putting them back in the bread package. I've already, as you can see, I've already made 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is number 5. And I'll just put that back in there. And then I make the next one. So, piece of parchment paper, put it upside down. Oh, you could make it with so many things. I was thinking about, you know, for the grandkids, they would probably love something like spaghetti and ham, or spaghetti. They like, I know they like onion, so one of them doesn't, but most of them like onion. But spaghetti and cheese and ham would be really nice. Some of them aren't going to have ham in it, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I have cut these in half. I'm not cutting very well. You could do one that I always remember as a child. I used to go to, as a youth, I used to go to my girlfriend's house for lunch on a Sunday, and they always had cheese and honey sandwiches. And I don't know if you could cook that. I suppose you could. But a woman I used to work with used to make cheese and jam toasted sandwiches. So you could do cheese and jam for like a pudding toasted sandwich, or a sweet toasted sandwich, or you could just do anything you wanted. But I do like the idea. I'm keen to finish trying out this egg one, see how it goes. I don't know whether we'll like them or not, and whether one of the things I questioned when I was doing it was how cooked do I make the eggs. But I think if I put them on the top layer, when it is cooking in the toaster sandwich machine, I think I might just have two left. 1, 2. When I cook it in the toaster sandwich machine, the egg layer is going to be the slowest bit, so it might just heat through rather than cook. But really handy to have. As I say, if I live in New Zealand, and if you are from the South Island, you'll know about cheese rolls, which the South Island of New Zealand are famous for. This is going to work out perfectly by the looks of it. I'm going to have one piece of bread left, and that's okay. So the South Island is famous for its cheese rolls, which are cheese, some of them do it quite different. It says cheese and onion, or onion soup, or cheese and egg and onion all mixed together, spread on white bread, rolled up and grilled. So I did some of those. They were quite good. The only thing I did do, no ham left, is I did make them, this last piece of egg, I did make them a little, what did I do with a little too much cheese. And oh my gosh, I love cheese, but yeah, kind of got a bit carried away, and so they were a bit too cheesy and a wee bit sickly. Still eating them, but I think the day I had my last one, I'd had cheese in the morning, cheese and crackers or something, and so I probably had enough cheese that day to make me feel like I didn't need it. So there we go, there we are. I'm just going to squish out the air in those, roll them round, and I did put a piece of, I did put a little tie twist around, but Mr. Farmer has been behind me, God bless him, and cleaned up, because I clean up, but he always comes in and cleans up, and I say, I've done that, and he says, I know you have, and I've done it the blind way. So I'm just trying to find one of these silly little tie tab things. There we go. So I'm going to put those in the freezer. I'm going to put them away from my other ones so that we know that they don't have cheese on them. I do tend to write on them, but it comes off and I can't read it and I get frustrated. So if I keep these away in the other freezer, I'll know that they're not cheese. So that is my lunch is sorted. I did make mini pizzas, and I will do that again because they would have to be one of my favourites, and I'm going to make those again. And I did exactly the same thing. So I made mini pizzas and I cooked them, and then I put them in the parchment paper and put them in the bread bags and just froze them, and just take one out, leave the parchment paper on and cook it. So you can buy little mini pizzas, I don't know if you've seen them, and they've got an aluminium little cover on them, and you put them in for 2 minutes or whatever it is. They always stick to the top, and they were actually my granddaughter's favourite thing when she used to come to Nana and Pop's was a mini pizza. So I wished I'd thought to make my own then. Just wasn't in the mode, but love it for my lunches. Oh, I'm really wrapped with that. So I've done 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've done 8 cheese, ham and onion with Dijonnaise, and I've done 8 bacon, ham and onion, and not bacon, ham, onion and egg. They would be really nice with bacon, but it's a bit precious here because Mr. Farmer loves his bacon in the morning, so daren't use that. So I'm going to clean up after that. I'm going to put my feet up and have a cup of tea because I'm feeling a bit tired now when I've done all of that prep and stuff. One of the things with my eye disorder is fatigue, so I just pace myself. I also have osteo, and I've just discovered arthritis in my jaw. I had a bit of a health scare and they thought I was having a heart attack, you know, in that neck minute on ECG and everything like that. Oh, I gave myself a bit of a fright. Turns out I've got arthritis, and of course it was going down my jaw, and one of the symptoms of heart attack for women is pain in the jaw. I was short of breath as well, but that was my asthma. And then of course once you start thinking you're having a heart attack because they're putting on ECG, you start panicking and your blood pressure goes up. And anyway, did have a bit of a health scare, so I'm feeling a little bit sort of bit rough around the gills, I should say. So I'm going to pop my feet up, have a cup of tea. The next thing I really want to do is I have, and they're all prepped ready to go, is I want to make a beetroot and carrot grated salad and put it in a jar so that I can just pull out a little pottle full for my lunch. And yeah, so that's the next thing I want to do. Oh, the other thing I've done as well, I'll just bear with, is I have baked some kumara chips or for crackers, so I can put things on them like avocado would be really yummy, cheese, or I can use them as a dipping thing. That one's quite soft, but I can eat that on its own. I just thought they'd be really interesting. I saw a woman making them on a podcast. She got quite big kumaras, probably bigger than that size, and she called it kumara bread, and she was gluten intolerant. She might have even been celiac actually. And so she made those kumara toast for having with, you know, for breakfast, like with an egg on top, or she used them all the time, and she just reheated them. She'd freeze them and she'd reheat them in the toaster. And I thought that was a great idea. Unfortunately, the kumaras I could get were a bit small to make the great big slices. I think that would get lost in my toaster. But I've been nibbling on them. That's what I had for lunch, is because I love kumara. It would be one of my favourite vegetables. Kumara and broccoli, 2 of my favourite veggies. So I've been nibbling on those most of the morning since I made them. So there's not that many left. I made 2 trays worth. I've only got 1 left. So I'll put those in a airtight container, I think, and I'll just nibble on them during the week. Might even have them with my beetroot and carrot salad on. That could be a good thing to do for my lunch as well. So if it's cold and icky, I can have a hot toasted sandwich. If it's hot, and it is spring here, it's the first day of spring today, 1st of September, and it's Father's Day, so Mr. Farmer's girls have been and done the Prezi thing and the Happy Father's Day thing, so that was nice, hence why I made the cookies and rolls. And yeah, so we've had a little Father's Day celebration, and in 2 days time it's my birthday. Not that you celebrate when you're much this older, but it's my birthday next week, so yeah, I'm keeping it very quiet. As you get older, you kind of do want to in some ways, but that's okay. So I'm going to clean up. I'll be back when I do my next lot of bits. See you soon. Well, I'm back again. I've got my pinny on, my apron on, because beetroot stains, and I'm now making my beetroot and carrot salad, and it stains. So I'm going to bring you down and have a chat while I'm busy grating all of my bits. So I put you around a bit more like that. I think you can see. Oh. So I'm busy grating my carrot for my beetroot salad. I've just about finished. Oops, don't like grating my knuckles, so I do tend to have bits left. I can't eat those, so I'll put it over there because I don't want to eat while I'm talking to you. I do grate in a container. I usually find a sliced tin works better, but that's all I could find, just to keep the mess at bay, because I'm not a very tidy grater at all. So in here I have grated 2 beetroot, 3 carrots, and I've got some onion to add to that. So I'm just going to add all this into my bowl. I did start grating some onion, but I really don't like grating onion. It's such a messy thing to grate. So I am going to slice it up really thinly and add that to it, so that it's not such a hassle. But as you can see, beetroot can be a very messy thing, hence why I'm wearing my apron. So to slice the onion up, this isn't my very sharp knife, so it's very thin. If you go across this way first, in towards the, and then down this way. Oh, this knife's not very sharp, but hey ho. And then very finely this way, you get very fine cut red onion. So that's what I'm doing. It's a bit closer to the edge. Not the greatest of sharp knives, I'm afraid, but never mind. So you want the onion fairly small, you don't want chunks, you want it sort of to match the grated beetroot and carrot, and that's why it's better sometimes to grate it. But, and of course the onion is not a necessity, but I absolutely love red onion and it's really good for you, so I am going to put it in. Right, so that's my mix. Oh dear, even using a, thankfully everything was clean when I started, but even using a bowl doesn't help too much. So, mix it all together, like so. Yum. This is going to be so nice. This is not, it's, as I said, it's the end of winter and it's the first day of spring today, so we don't have a lot of sort of salad stuff around. You know, if we have a salad, we tend to have like a coleslaw or something, so this is quite nice. It's kind of quite a good winter salad. What I do like to add to it, which I'm going to put in, is a few cranberries, because what I like with cranberries, firstly, is they're really healthy, but I haven't used these ones for a while. Just open them up. But they also give a nice little texture. God, this grated carrot everywhere. Just give a nice little bit of zing, a little bit of texture. So you don't want too many. So so a bit of a handful, and that just gives you a nice little when you are eating. So put those back in with my sultanas. Just keep my. We've got mice. We live rurally, so I keep those in that container. I think there's more beetroot and carrot. God, Mr. Farmer's going to love this. Anyway, so there we go. So now the dressing I'm going to make, I'll make it in one. I'm hoping to be able to fit it in 2, and I'm going to take a jar to work and have a jar here. There might even be more than that there, but we'll see how we go. So the ratio for making a dressing, a vinaigrette, is 3:1. So I'm going to put, this is virgin olive oil. This is, so that is 1/4 cup. Let's see, let's put 3 of those in, because I think there's quite a bit of salad there and I do not like dry salad. So 3 of those, and we'll do 1 vinegar. Might be a bit too much, but better too much than not enough, which I tend to do. I'm a bit heavy-handed sometimes. So virgin olive oil, 3. So you could do 3 tablespoons. You could do 3 quarter cups, you could do 3, whatever you like, and 1 of vinegar. So add the vinegar. I'm using malt vinegar, but you can use apple cider vinegar or white vinegar or whatever you like, your red wine vinegar, doesn't matter, but again, I like malt. And a bit of salt and pepper, and I've got my salt mix that I made, and I'm going to use that because it has pretty much everything in it. It's got a bit of paprika, got a bit of oregano, a bit of coriander, got pepper and salt in there. And that is the mayonnaise. So I'm going to put a lid on there, if I can find the lid to that jar. Brown lid, da-da-da. If you can't find things you pack like this, oh God, I've got more oil. Oh my gosh, am I making a mess? And I can't find my lid to that jar. It's got a big hair, folks. Can you see it? Point it out. There's my cup of tea. There it is. There it is. I knew it was there. Right, and then I just give that a jolly good shake. Might need a bit more salt, but we'll taste it. The idea is to try and just get some balance. So let's give that a taste. We'll taste. Very vinegary. That's the second time I've done that. Excuse me. Tasted things. It's actually quite nice. Just took my breath away. No, I think we'll leave it at that. Maybe a bit more salt. That's what it needs. Right. Give it another shake. Get that salt through it. Get my funnel, excuse me. Right, now let's pour half of that in here, and I'm just going to eyeball that. Maybe a bit more. That's pretty even. And let's get the salad. Oh, this is when I make a heck of a mess as well. In there. I'm not very good at keeping grated stuff tidy. I don't know why, but I'm not. Right, one. Two. My milk's being delivered shortly, so I want to get myself sorted and cleaned up so that I'm ready to just prep my milk as well. So going to be a bit of cleaning up to do after this. Right, and I have done prepared salads, excuse me, and had them in my fridge for all of my adult life. I have always had salads made and ready, particularly in the summer. I love salads. And so I'm just going to put the lid on those and let the mayonnaise go through them, and they'll sit in the fridge and be super yummy when we want them. But I'll take one to work, and I'll have one here. There is a very yummy carrot and beetroot salad. Now, to clean up my mess, get ready for prepping for when my milk comes, and then I also want to try and make a couple of big meals. So catch you soon with the next round. Right, let's try this time without choking. I think I just don't do the eating on camera very well because I choke. But I'm going to taste this now. It's all mixed up and see what it's like. Clean spoon. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. I didn't choke for a start. No, that's really good. It does need a tad more salt, but that's okay. We can add that later. And as the flavours infuse through the carrots and beetroot, I wonder what it's like. So here's my kumara chips that I made. Kumara time. We better get a clean spoon. Better not do that again. I wonder what it's like on top of one of my kumara chips. Oh, you ready? Very good. Still got a sore jaw, sorry, from my health scare. So chewing's not the greatest thing to do at the moment, you know. Oh, there we go. So, bring it back up to me. There you go. Beetroot salad, 2 jars. Put that in the fridge. I'll take one to work, and I have one here. And they're really nice with kumara chips. I'm really looking forward to that. So, as I think I was saying before, all my adult life I've always had salads in my fridge ready to eat, or vegetables. So, because Stuart and I are both incredible big vegetable and fruit eaters, we both love them, which is great. So I always had containers, and I'm sure I've said it before in a past video. I had a girlfriend that used to call me the Tupperware Queen, because they'd come round and I'd pull out about 4 or 5 different containers all full of different salads: potato salad, coleslaw, lettuce salad, whatever, something like this. And I'd pull them all out, put them out on the table, and then I'd just put them all back in. And so on a Sunday, I'd just make all these vegetables salads up, have them in the fridge, and we had a different meat each day. So that's how I rolled for, a long time. And I still do that, but of course it's been winter. So I've been prepping my veggies, and I have, through watching another podcast, learned how to put them in a plastic bag with a handy towel and take the air out and have them all prepped. So that's what I did in that video that I showed you last night, and what a difference. You can just throw everything together. When you come home from work, you can just throw your veggies in a pot or in a steamer and done, and they last a lot longer. They really do last a long time in the fridge like that. And if you start feeling like you're not going to eat them, throw them in the freezer, and then they're great for in a soup or a casserole in the winter. So there's a lot to be said with spending a couple of hours on a Sunday prepping for the week. It really truly does make a difference. When I go away, I went away last week, and that's going to be my next podcast. It's a knitting podcast for you lovely peoples that are waiting for me to start talking about knitting again, and I will, I promise. I went away on a wonderful retreat called Cairn, which is Knit August Nights, and it was up in Napier with a good group of friends of mine that I've met through the knitting world, and we stayed 3 nights up there and had a wonderful time with lessons and learning and purchasing. But the way that I don't justify it, because I work jolly hard, and I should be able to spend my own money. Well, I do. But the way that I can afford to have those little treats is by being quite frugal in other ways. And I really like being frugal. I like, preparing things, no waste, cooking from scratch. I've always have. And in order to be able to have those treats when I go away and not have to worry about anything, then this helps. During the week I don't have to worry about wanting to buy takeaways or anything like that, because there's quick instant food in the house that we've previously paid for. There's also so much food out there that, you know, with food waste, with what we call them over here, Y Waste, which is an agency that I was actually on one of the founding committees, which I feel quite proud of, which is we're in the Wairarapa, so hence the Y, W-A-I, and waste, so Y Waste. It's to prevent food going to landfill, and so there's often freebies that go around in that, and they give them all out to clients and people. If there's anything left, you know, we have a look. And so actually the beetroot was from Y Waste, so I didn't buy the beetroot. That was a freebie from Y Waste. And so it's food like excess food from supermarkets or anywhere that they just don't sell them, or so they give them to Y Waste. They give them out to people, vulnerable people and families that are in need. And of course, if there's anything left, then we can have a look. There was also this pack of potatoes in the Y Waste box, and so I thought I'd grab those and process those in some way. I'm not sure how. I'm thinking I will put them through the grater. With the mess I've made today, I think I'll do it in the whiz and take the liquid out of them and have them freeze them in big sizes, ready for things like hash browns or anything like that. My goal really is to help my granddaughter who's struggling. You know, it is a difficult time in New Zealand at the moment. We're in a recession, and so everybody's really struggling. So this is when families need to help families and friends need to help friends, etc. And so I'm going to help my granddaughter. So the next lot of meals that I'm hoping to prep today, pushing it time-wise, but I'm going to try and get some done later, and hopefully I'll film those. I will support my granddaughter with, but I've got lunches all ready for this next week. The toasted sandwiches will last me, I did 16 toasted sandwiches, 8 of those, some of those will Stuart can eat, so they'll last me 8 weeks. This will last me, you know, well, we'll probably get through one of these this week and one of those for my lunches. So this will be a week. Yeah, so we're ready to go. So see you soon. I'm going to go and have another cup of tea now and put my feet up for another 5 just to rest, you know, all of me. And then I'll come back and we'll prep something else. Okay, see you soon.